Welcome to Gnadenthal. Where we have no money, $0. The year 1950. We walk alone in search of hope. How can we find money? No bank loans allowed because we don't have enough credit. There is also no leasing. If we don't own it, we can't use it. Where we have only these magical red maple leaves to survive. We are allowed to do contracts, but we're not allowed to borrow the items. We must have the items in order to do the contract. Also, when we go to buy an item, the year here is 1950. If the item we are looking at has not yet been invented, we will use the power of Google to look up this item and confirm the year it was made. We will follow strictly to these rules, even if the mod is not filtering properly. No teleporting or speed walking, as in real life. If we don't have a vehicle, we must walk there. The journey will be long. The journey will be hard. Can we survive? Let's find out. This is Farm Simulator 22, Gnadenthal, retro style. Well, good morning. Here we are, starting another fun little adventure. No money, no leasing, no teleporting. Hard mode, 1950s. Duke Retro Farmer style. Well, how are we going to get started on this great little adventure? Well, all around this map, there's these little red maple leaves. I'm not sure where they're all at, but I know where there's enough to get me enough money to get started. This is inspired by Juan on 3J's channel. Matter of fact, he's the one that hired someone to make this map, and I don't know, I just fell in love with this map immediately. Like, you know what? I want to play this map some more. I find that most of the leaves are like around people's houses. So, being I don't have the option to teleport, I will probably speed up time as I go looking for these leaves. If you don't want to know the locations of these leaves, I suppose you can just kind of skip ahead in the video. But yeah, they're around. You just kind of snoop around the houses, and someday I may find them all. Let's see, if I remember correctly, this one was tricky to find. Oh, there he is. He's hiding behind the window here. I find that if I kind of mark the map off in sections, like I got this whole side of the road, I think I'm going to work my way up this side of the road, work my way up and around, down, and up and around here, and then by then I should have enough money to buy a vehicle, buy a little bit of land. Land is quite expensive on this map. Maybe a little too expensive, but I like the challenge. I did manage to find, I used this as a guide, and I think it was Field 63 for 16,000 is the cheapest, other than the area you can buy 41 is dirt cheap, but that just gives you the roads in the area, you know what I mean? Yeah, it doesn't really give you any land, it just gives you so you can do stuff on the shop areas. And you know what, I do have enough money to buy that. It probably wouldn't hurt to buy that right now, just so I have it. It's only 300 and some dollars. It just gives you more options to, you know, do stuff. But yeah, I'm going to go through this list one more time, but I think the land I picked out is the cheapest. This is the best deal, plus I kind of like this area. I can slowly build out around this area, so I think I'm going to go after land 63 as originally planned. But in order to do that, I need more leaves. So I will continue on this journey. I also do have super strength available, but I'm not allowed to use it. It is only for game glitches and obvious problems with the game. I'm not allowed to use it when the game is working properly. Like say I hopped on a piece of equipment and it just randomly flipped up in the air for no particular reason. I'm allowed to use it, and I'm allowed to use it if I feel like, say I'm trying to lift a bicycle up in the back of my pickup and I can't pick it up, but obviously you could pick up a bicycle in real life, put it, you know, little things like that. Let's see, I think that's the first one I found. Starting in the 1950s, again, I'm going to be very strict with buying equipment. Very, very strict. At least as strict as I can be. Obviously, there will have to be some small exceptions to some rules made here and there, because not everything is totally available, but I'm going to do everything in my power to be very, very strict. It has to be available in that time era. Alright, I am going to speed the clock up while I look for these leaves. Okay, I have found well over half of them. I'm not going to find every single one. That gives us a little over $55,000 to play with, $56,000 to play with. We are finally at the dealer, so we can quit this walkie thing. I think it is time to make a game plan here. What we're going to buy, what we're going to do. First things first, we definitely got to have at least one chunk of land acquired here. Just so we got a base to work on, you know. Again, we got to go cheap. Pinch the pennies. 16,000, but there is a house we can sell on there. Now there's another rule I have to stick by. You can, I should show that. How do we do that? To me that just felt too cheaty. You can, without buying the land, you can sell a bunch of houses. I thought, no, that's just too unfair. So here's the rule I made. I cannot sell a house on that particular property until I buy the property first. I figured that would make it more than fair. So that is a rule. So like this place I'm going to buy, and there's a house on it, I'm probably going to sell it. Once I get that far, there, we got a nice little chunk of land acquired. What do we have for contracts here? That's the next rule. I can do contracts, but I must have the equipment in order to do that contract. I can't lease, there's no leasing equipment. And oh, it looks like there's quite a few hay baling. Well, we can't do, what is this one? Oh, wrap silage bales. I definitely don't have the technology to do that yet, but there's quite a few baling contracts. Harvesting, I don't want to get into that, but I think our best investment at this current moment in time is to invest in some good hay baling equipment. Because there's quite a few small fields here that we can do and make a pretty good check. So, first thing we got to do, we need a vehicle to get around. We got to go cheap, reliable. Old trusty rusty. I always seem to go back to this vehicle, old trusty rusty. It's a good way to start out, though. So we have trusty rusty. This is a big map. We don't want to be driving tractors 10, 15 miles an hour all over the map, so I think we're going to want something to pull them around, and I definitely want to keep my red Case IH theme going. Okay, this is where we got to be very careful with our money, but also I want to be somewhat efficient. Now we could go with this or this, but that is slower than heck. If I'm going to do a bunch of contracts, I want to be somewhat efficient. I think I'm willing to spend a good chunk of money on a very good, reliable tractor. And it's pretty hard to beat that old Farmall H. That Farmall H really gets the job done. We're definitely going to spiff it out with all the latest gadgets. This will be our main tractor for quite some time. It just seems to be reliable, easy to drive, gets the job done. So we're going to spend a little extra money on the tractor. Now, we need a mower. And we don't have a whole lot of choices. At first I was going to go with this one, but I looked this model up. This is not available until the 60s. So this is, you got to be careful. Even though I have through the years mod on here, it doesn't sort out every single thing. Obviously something like this wasn't available at the time. It is 1950. This is the best I can do. So I think we're going to go with that. You know what, let's get that more, get things so things color match nicer. Give it more of a dull red. As long as it don't cost me extra money. Okay, we got something to mow grass with. Tedders. This does not have a year on it, but it looks pretty obvious that it's old, it's cheap, it's reliable. I've used it before. I think we're going to go with it. Okay, we have something. We have a tractor, we have a mower, we have a tedder. Baler. At first I was going to go with this, but guess what? I googled it. The Ferguson 12 did not come out until the mid-50s. So, the only available baler is this one. I looked these up. These two are also not available yet, and they're too expensive. This is also not available until like 54. Again, I'm being a very stickler to the rules. So we're stuck with this baler for a little bit. It's a good baler, but it has a very narrow pickup. So, let's get the wagon too while we're at it. There we go, 1950, yep. Keep the red theme going if I can. There we go. Do we need a license plate on that? Yeah, sure, why not for now. As you can see, our money is dwindling away quickly. Now, wind blowers. I already checked the years on most of this stuff. This is not a bad option. I thought about doing it by hand, but you know, I got such a nice tractor, I just can't. So I'm going to spend a little bit of money. This is the best I can do for now. Get these colors to match nice. Let's go with the case beige. There, that looks pretty decent. And the last thing we need a little bit of baler twine. Because I do have the twine add-on mod on here. There, I do believe I have everything I need to get us started with $11,000 to spare. Plus we didn't sell that other house yet either. But again, if you look at land prices, it's still going to be a very good struggle. Like this land, I'd love to get this chunk next to me. $60,000, man. You know, there's $50,000, $70,000. It's going to take some time to acquire this land. So it's going to be a bit of a struggle. Again, with no super strength, no warping or teleporting, it's going to be a struggle. So let's see, I know I can pick this up without super strength. Yep. Get our twine in the back of the pickup here right away. Get everything all packed up and put away. We'll see, go check out our new land. Get in there. Alright, I do believe I can pack the mower, the tedder, and the rake, and the tractor. I think if I'm very careful, I think I can pack it all on here. I checked the years on all of this stuff. This is all 1950 or older, so we're doing a very good job so far. Like I say, I will do everything in my power to be very, very, very stickler to the rules. I love the challenge. Plus, it feels good to be back to my old way of farming like this. Like I say, if these mods were just available on FS22, oh, it'd be so perfect. Okay, Okay, we gotta get this on there very carefully. We gotta take advantage of every little square inch on this poor little trailer. There we go, we'll strap that down. I'm pretty sure I can get it all on here. Hay rake. I will have to come back for the baler and wagon. But at least I got it down to 2 trips. Yeah, I don't know what it is about this, but I just love doing this. It's a little crowded, but by golly, I got it all packed on there. Come on, clunk clunk. Let's go to work. Again, this truck mod is available on FS25, but they took away the cool sound effects. I was very disappointed with that. Sure, we got everything strapped down here. Alright, let's go check out our new home. We got a nice long drive ahead of us. But you know what? I can speed up time and I can even change the sound effects for you. So here we go. Vroom. Well, it isn't much, but it is a home for now. Well, to gain every little inch of grass I can off this little plot, and this house is way, way too big for a little bachelor like me, I am going to sell this house and construct a teeny tiny house, because this is taking up valuable land I could be using. Bye bye. There. And of course, before the end of the day, I will put up some place to sleep. I think first things first, I'm going to take care of my own little plot of land here. There's lots of nice grass here. I can definitely make a little hay out of this. I think I'll get this mowed up. Get my own area cleaned up. Maybe get a small little machine shed put up. Clean up my own area before I take on any contracts. I don't have a very big work area here, but I'll do the best I can with it. Get everything all unloaded. Oh, careful. Okay, I should be able to mow right to the edge of my property. That'll give me an idea where the property lines are. This plot is not very big, so I'm sure it'll pop up pretty quick here. Yep, there's the edge of my property. Uh-oh, I mowed a little more than what I should have there. Be a little bit careful. Pretty sure this is the edge. Oops. I'm gonna go in just a little bit. There we go. Oh, go. Get off my lawn. That's always the trickiest part, establishing your property line. We'll get it, we'll get it. I want every little inch of grass I can get, but yet I don't want to go too far out of bounds. Come on. Oh my goodness, I thought I owned at least up to the driveway, but apparently I don't. Come on. This cutter's a little tricky to back up. I'll get the hang of it soon enough though. There we go. Just gotta get that property line established. There we go. That's all fluffed into hay. Now, like I say before, unfortunately, either I have to go around and bale half a windrow at a time, or rake it, because that baler has a very, 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 very narrow pickup. So, I'm thinking this is the smarter way to go. Just rake it. I think it helps a little bit. Narrow up the windrows a little. Whether I'm right or wrong, I don't know. It does seem to help when I did a test run on this, trying to figure out the most efficient, easiest way to do this. This rake does not work too good in this ditch though, but it works pretty good everywhere else. So I will be driving the baler around, picking up pieces here and there. It does seem to help a little bit. Let's see, I'm thinking the best thing to do is kick that one out on the road, because I do own the road. I don't like that when you leave little pieces of hay laying around. Yes, kick that out on the road. Get this away from that borderline as much as possible. Unfortunately, the outer row will be doubled up a little bit. Well, actually, I could kick this row back out a little bit if I'm careful not to kick it out too far. But yeah, you want nice, small, single little rows for that little bitty baler. You'll see here in a moment why, because it is tiny. Very, very tiny pickup. Again, it's a very subtle change, but if you compare the fluffed windrow straight ahead of me to what it's kicking out, it does narrow it up just a little bit, just enough to help that baler pick up a little better. A little extra step, a little extra work, but I think it helps a bit. We need a baler, please. The last little bit of equipment. Vital equipment. Oh, we can refill the baler with twine right away. Sweet, there we go. If you can see where I'm backing up, come on. Oh, come on, come on. I want the wagon too. There we go. Let's see if we can go make some hay. Hey, it's not a lot of hay, but hey, it's hay. Let's see, I think I can get this fully set up and running. Set up for the tractor. Unfold. think we're all set for a tractor. Alright, let's see if we can pop some bales out. Ah yeah. They're the baby bales, but they're bales. Let's see, can I get this little piece here and this little piece? Yes I can, thank you. I hate that when there's little pieces of hay laying around. Get all we can, yes, and the auto load is working excellent. So far so good. Yeah, I'm missing a piece here and there, but picking up a good majority of it. We should have a nice clean lawn here shortly. Yeah, I see some little pieces here and there that it's missing, but I can, once I get the wagon full, I can unload the baler, and that baler will hold like 3 or 4 bales. I can just kind of drive around and pick up all the little scraps. I'm definitely not going to get this fussy about it when I take hay contracts on, because we don't need to be, but I want my lawn to look nice. I've got to have all the little pieces of grass picked up off my lawn. Don't want a messy lawn. Oh, I missed a lot of pieces there. I just love this so much. I miss FS22. This old, clunky, hard. Just FS25 just isn't the same. Don't get me wrong, I like FS25, but just something about this really, really old, dilapidated equipment just... I don't know. There, I do believe I got all the little scraps, and I think everything's cleaned up good here. I don't see any more. Okay. See, is that empty? Yes, it is. Okay. Now we need a place to put these bales, because right now the price for hay is not very good. I could sell it, but I'd rather hoard it and wait for peak pricing. So, switch that over to transport. We'll get this moved over here. That's quite a nice little load of hay. Little baby bales. Cute. I think for now, to get by cheap, we're just going to put a nice little tarp up here. That hold the baby bales? Yes, it does. Let's see. Let's get it lined up with the road here. Make it look nice and neat. Let's see. We want it. Oh, we don't want trees sticking through it, though. Ba-boom. Yes. That should work very nicely. Plus, when we do contracts, I say I was experimenting with it, you know, doing test runs. Sometimes we get a little bit of hay left over from the contracts. You know, no point in letting any of that hay go to waste. Any extra hay we get from making contracts, we'll add it to our little stash. That's a little extra money. Take every little bit we can get. Alright, that's fully reset. Alright, sometime tonight I think I'm going to want to sleep, so I think we put a nice tiny little house here for now. Cheap, you know, just something to sleep in is all we need. This tiny little house is only $1,000. Oops. Let's get it so we can get it lined up with the world here. I like everything straight and even, and I try to keep things looking nice. Oops. It is so hard when you go from 25 to 22. The keys are a little different, so it takes me a little getting used to here. Let's see, we don't want branches sticking through my house, so we got to keep it. I'm thinking somewhere about in here. There we go. How does that look? Ooh, perfect. I think we got it perfect. So, just for now, because I'm a simple man, simple needs, got a little kitchen, our little potty, and a place to sleep. That's all we need. Man doesn't require much else. So, I've got a little tiny house. Now, with this nice new, well, I should say most of it nice new equipment, especially the tractor and the baler, I think we need a nice cheap little pull shed here. Whatever's cheap. We're gonna, you know what, before I get too carried away, I better do a save. Because I'm sure I'm gonna screw something up. And I like to have a little bit of a return point here, in case I don't get something placed exactly the way I want it. Let's see, the cheapest shed, let's spend a little bit of extra money and go with this one. I think this is the shed we want. That's would take care of us for quite some time. Get that lined up with the road. I'm thinking somewhere up in here somewhere. So you don't want to get too close to the tree. You know what, I think I should angle it just a tickle. There we go. I'm thinking somewhere. That looks pretty sharp. Look at that. I think we got that. Beautiful. Someplace to put all our stuff. Do for income. You know what? Chickens. Let's put up a chicken coop. We got the money for that. Definitely got to get something going for income. I don't mind doing greenhouses, but I don't want to do greenhouses with just water. That just seems too cheaty for me. So I may look into greenhouses, but I know I got a nice cheap chicken coop. Ooh, $40. Yeah, hold 40 chickens. Nice, nice. I'm thinking maybe somewhere about in here. Too close. Nice shady tree there. Ah, there we go. Nice, beautiful chicken coop. Very nice, very nice. Now we need just to fill it with chickens. Have a look in here. Beautiful. Oh, we got a little bit of a branch sticking through, but nothing major. I can live with it. Okay, we got to figure out how to get some chickens home. Another rule. No, just buying. If I buy animals, I have to haul them home. That's another rule I want to do. Let's see, we can put this in the new shed for now. We're slowly getting things established here. Let's see, we can just plop you kind of right here for now. Kind of out of the rain, if it ever does rain. Okay, we need 3 things I need. We need a nice big pallet of chicken feed. It'll be a little bit expensive until we get some wheat planted, but I want to get chickens started. There we go. We'll get 1 pallet of that. Now we need a way to lift that and bring it home. And we have a nice little hand forklift here. We're not going with green. We want red, please. Try to keep things matching. There we go, beautifully. And we need a way to bring the chickens home. Animal transport. There we go. That'll haul a few chickens. Alright, let's go get some chicks. First stop, the dealer. We'll pick up our feed and our crate. Whoa, easy there, little truck. This little truck does not have real good brakes or very good turn radius. Takes a little getting used to. Alright. I do believe this we can pick up by hand. Yes, we can. Put that in the back of the truck. This, well, in theory, I could use super strength and pretend I'm stacking it, but I am going to take advantage of this as much as I can. I say I don't want to cheat. I want to cheat as little as possible. And I did find that this does work. It's a little finicky getting it up there, but it does get up there. There we go. And we got to keep the center of gravity on the wheels because this thing is heavy. There we go. Should be all set there. On to the animal dealer. Oops, did I latch that? Yes, I did. And latch that. Animal dealer should be just up the road here. Get a few chickens. Quack. How about it? Do we have any chickens for sale? See, if I hit the trigger just right, I think I can do this from inside the vehicle or close to the vehicle. Is that enough to hit the animal thing? It is. Sweet. Alright, we need one rooster for sure. And we're going to go with the adult chickens right away so we get some eggs popping out. Fill the crate up. There we go. We have chickens. Alright, we'll fill it up with food first. Beautiful. Ooh, is that going to take the whole pallet? Oh, almost. That's alright. A little extra food, that's fine. Alright, welcome to your new digs. I'll get you in the coop. Ooh, careful. Right about there. Okay. Select. Move. Yes. Select. Yes. Move. Back up. Back up. We have chickens. That should make us a little bit of money. Keep the cage here in case we decide to buy a few more later. Alright, got that established. I like that. That's working out pretty good. Ooh, there's one important thing I forgot to place down. That's pretty important. See, I know things are a little messy right now. See, that baler looks like it could be in the way. This is pretty important. We got a couple more things we got to place down to establish. Let's move you over here. Alright, a couple more things. We want tools, please. We want that. We need a place to fix things once in a while. I think right up along the shed here will go look nice. Beautiful. And maybe a little something to wash the equipment up. That'd be kind of nice. I think we could place that on this side of the shed. Bam! How's that look? We gotta see. There, we have our tools, gasoline, power washer. I think we are set here. We got a nice shed to put things in. It's small, but I like it. I like it very much. Place to store extra hay. Alright, let's do a quick save, and I think the rest of my time is going to be, and a lot of that I think I'll do a bit of that off camera, because that's going to take a little time. Or doing these contracts. Was it 65? I'm pretty sure it was 65 I wanted. Yeah, 65 is just up the road a little ways. Okay. That's not too far to go. 67 was silage, can't do that. 75, no, can't do that. That's too far from home. 54 is also a possibility, but let's do 65 for now. Alright. We have a contract. Well, well, well. My, my, my. That is a full load of hay already. I barely touched it. Look at them beautiful windrows of hay. I've been working hard. I did a lot of it off camera. Figured I'd save you guys the boring stuff. Or I mean, save you guys from having to watch the boring stuff. Okay. Now, from what I told, let's see. I gotta double check the contract here. Let's see, get this back where I left off. Somewhere in here. Alright. I did bring the truck down and hauled everything down here because I got sick of running back and forth with the tractor. I figured this was quicker. Contract. Mow grass, yep. Dry, Ted, bale it. Take bales to Blurmingart Exports. Okay. And from what I've heard, they only need so much hay. So we deliver whatever hay they want, and the rest we get to keep for ourselves. So let's just see how that goes. First, let's find this place on the map. I thought it was the animal dealer at first, but there's more than one place hay can go. Oh, that's it. Take it so we don't miss it. Alright. Transport position. Oh. Trusty Rusty gonna be able to pull this. She's struggling. She's struggling. She's a heavy load. A lot of hay there. I got her pinned to the floor. Come on, baby, you can do it. Yeah, I better be checking stopping power here. Oh, she don't stop so good too either. Okay, so we gotta take it easy. A lot of weight there. Probably pushing that poor old rusty bucket to its limits. That's how I like it. Alright, we got a long drive ahead of us. I am shocked it made it all the way up to 50 miles an hour. But if it took that long to get going, I'm sure it's going to take that much longer to stop. So I better back off here. Ooh, we're getting close. Oh! Brakes! Oh, brakes! Come on! Ooh, ooh. Brakes! Okay. Squeak, 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 squeak. Okay. I'm assuming they're going to take at least one full load. Alright, I'm going to save just in case I made a mistake. Never know. Okay. %60 done. Alright, we go make some more hay. Isn't this just beautiful? Man. I just wish I could take some parts of this old version of the game and get it into FS25, and we'd have the perfect farm simulator game, in my opinion. We need some more of this old stuff, man. That's what I want. Okay, I think we're just about ready to go back to baling here. Alright. Beautiful. Alright, load number 2. If I had to guess, it's probably not going to take this whole load. But we'll give it to him anyway. Contract complete, and we sold a few extra bales. So, that means... Oh, don't do that. Ooh, I almost screwed up. Do not collect until you get the rest of the hay. That's our bonus. There's at least a good full load of hay on there yet that we can hoard for ourselves. Wait for the best price, because right now the price of hay is not very good right now. But we can definitely hoard it for ourselves. Yeah, all that last bit of hay there is all ours. And we'll take it. I think I left off somewhere down here. Yeah, there's little bits here and there, but I'm not going to worry about them little bits. But we'll get the majority of it. Yeah, if I would have hit collect right now, this hay would have disappeared. So you want to completely finish the field before you collect the paycheck. Because then you get this little bit of bonus hay here. Actually, it's probably going to be a lot bonus hay. I'm guessing it's going to be a good full load, and maybe more than that, I don't know. I'll take it. Gotta take it wherever I can get it at this stage in the game. There, nice clean hayfield for my customer. A couple of splotches here and there, but I'm not going to waste that much time and gas. And this whole almost full load of hay is extra for us. We are allowed to take home. How sweet is that? We just have to go collect our paycheck and pack our stuff and get out of here. Easy, boys. We got a full load here. Easy. Okay, we want to bring the baler and that home. Let's see how we do this. We want to fold that up so it goes down the road nice. And lift that. Detach. And tractor goes on the trailer, and we should be able to hook all this stuff up and head home. But hold on here. Before we actually go home, we got 2 more contracts we could tackle. Boy, that'd make a really nice couple of paychecks. We have 88 and 90 that are not too far from home. Yeah, because if you look at 88 and 90, we just got to go 80, there's 88, and there's 90. Not too far from home. They look like nice. Well, 90 is anyway a nice teeny tiny small field. 88, well, they're both smaller than the one we just did. I think I'm going to tackle those. I'm going to do most of that work off camera to save some video time here. But yeah, I'm going to tackle a couple more contracts. At least get enough. My goal, I want this chunk of land right here for 61,000. And of course we get 25 of that back, because we can tear the house down and get 25,000 back, but we got to have the initial 61,000 to buy it first. So off camera, I am going to tackle them 2 contracts. They should be fairly easy, quick, easy contracts to do. I got the equipment to do it, so I think I'm going to do it. Back to work. Let's see. Let's take this and get going here. Oop! I got to dump the hay off at home first though, but other than that, dump the hay off and get the equipment there and go to work. Work. Well, got them 2 contracts done. Whoops, maybe if we unpause the game. I think I can hold off on contracts for a little bit. I think we got more than enough money. We even got quite a few extra bales out of the deal. Whatever was left over, I'm just kind of storing them and hoarding them for later. Clean that up later. I think it's time to buy just a wee bit more land, now that we can afford it. We are after 62. Yeah, and we got a little bit of a field to work with too there. And we can tear down that other house while we're at it. So we don't need 2 houses. Unless I rent it out or something. Nah, that house is in the way from big plans. Big plans. Thinking that might be a good spot for possibly the barn here shortly, if I can afford it. No, not quite enough for the barn just yet. Might have to do another contract, but at least we got the land. Ooh, we can make more hay here too. I should probably do that. I plan on doing dairy cows again. If I do, I'm definitely going to want some straw, so I should harvest all this hay, plow this up, and possibly plant a wheat. Ooh, yeah, then I'll have something to feed chickens too. Yes, wheat or barley possibly. So maybe I get to work on that, do a little bit of work here at home. Yeah, I think that'd be a smart idea. Okay, let's get to work here. We want tractor, please. I think I'm going to cut around a lot of this because you've already seen me. You already know my routine here. It's basically cut, fluff, rake, bale, rinse and repeat more or less. So let me make a bunch of hay and we'll go from there.